Hi everyone, it's Leanne Penney, independent consultant and executive director with Epicure. If you're watching this video, chances are you're catching it on the replay, so please post your name below. I'd love to know that you had a chance to join us. If you have any questions, please share them as well. And today we are making an all-time favorite here in the Halifax area, a Halifax Donair dip with a twist. This is actually the Epicure version. It's called the Epicure Hot Donair Dip. And it's a healthier version, which I'm absolutely thrilled about, because prior to this, Donair dip was a huge indulgence. So what I've done here is we're gonna do the stovetop method today. We have our ground beef in our beautiful perfect pan. We're going to add a quarter package of our Epic Donair seasoning and just brown that ground beef. Oh my goodness, I wish again we had smell-o-vision, because I wish you could smell how delicious this is. I'm using extra lean ground beef. So we're gonna get it all nicely incorporated with our seasonings using one of my newest and most favorite kitchen tools from Epicure, our ground meat separator. See how quickly that comes together. We're almost done there. I'm going to chunk it up quite fine, because if we're scooping this up on a chip later, we want to make sure that we can pick it up on our round tortilla chip. You could also use pita chips, whether they're homemade or commercially purchased. And you can't break up ground beef without a little bit of noise, so I'll just speak a little louder for us. So as you can see, that's all beautifully browned. Awesome, so we're all set to go there. We'll just move that to the side and continue on with the rest of our recipe. We've got our extra lean ground beef all ready to go, so we're going to continue with the rest of that hot Donair dip recipe. It is on our website. You can get it through my website as well. So I'm following the recipe step by step. So you'll see that I use just a portion of the Donair seasoning as per the recipe. We're doing half actually, because I'm doing two versions for you. This is the stovetop version, and we're also going to do a super fast microwave steamer version. So this is the version, the stovetop version I might make if I was having friends over and I wanted a really lovely hors d'oeuvre in a baking dish that has browned bubbly cheese on top. So it's got a really pretty presentation. The microwave version is when you're gonna sit down and watch a hockey game or watch the movie and you want a treat right now, darn it, in 5 or 6 minutes. So that'll be the microwave version. So what we've done here is we've simply softened some cream cheese with my hand mixer, and following the recipe, I'm going to add the rest of our ingredients. And you'll notice these are my all-time favorite little prep bowls. I've got everything pre-measured, so if you are a recipe follower and it drives you crazy when you forget an ingredient, you may want to develop this habit. It's called a mise en place. It's a fancy French word, a culinary term for everything in its place. So I've simply pre-measured out every single ingredient we need for this dip. So I'm not going to forget a thing. I'm going to work my way down the row and add it all together. So first we have our mayonnaise, then we have some white vinegar, and then we have some sugar. We have our milk. And I'll point out that those items right here, the mayo, sugar, vinegar, and milk, those are the items that make up our Donair sauce. We have a beautiful recipe on our website for an East Coast style Donair sauce, and those are the ingredients in that sauce. I did some comparison checking for us, and in our Donair sauce, for the entire 2 cups, there's 6 grams of sugar. It tastes fantastic. It's wonderful on your Donairs. You can use it in the dip like we're doing here today. And I compared it to online some very, very popular homemade Donair sauce recipes here in the Maritimes, typically those that use a can of sweetened condensed milk. And holy cow, that recipe actually ends up with 22 grams of sugar for that full recipe. So this is certainly much, much lower in sugar, because you know what's in it, you know how healthy it is. So we're simply going to turn on our mixer again and incorporate these ingredients, and we'll be right back. So we've incorporated all of our sauce ingredients into our cream cheese base, and now we're going to add some shredded mozzarella cheese. That's going to give us a beautiful gooey texture to our dip that we all love in a hot dip. And we're going to add most of our ground beef. I'm going to hold back a little just to sprinkle on the top right before it goes into the oven. Oops. Here we go, so you can still see what I'm doing here. So this is quite a lovely hearty dip. I love to serve items like this on a little appy buffet, especially if we're using that as our dinner. I know here in our house, one of our family traditions is that Christmas Eve is dip night or appy night. I have all sorts of wonderful little appies, and that's what we make up for our dinner on Christmas Eve. And it's quite fun. Everybody gets to pick their favorite, and those are the ones that I make. So there we go. Oh my goodness, it smells so yummy. And we are simply going to put that into our absolutely gorgeous 2.5 cup ceramic baker. I love that the glazed interior of this baker keeps things from sticking. And we're going to pop it into a 350-degree oven until it's piping hot and bubbly and all that cheese has melted, and it's going to be absolutely heavenly. And then I'll show you how we garnish it. So I've used some of the reserve beef, topped my dip, and I'm just going to add the tiniest bit of mozzarella on here for a golden brown coating. When it comes out, we'll add our tomatoes, our onions, and a little bit of our smoky roasted tomato nutritional yeast.